Yeah, it's tough for Spain against a team with far greater resources. And up next, it's Fiji and Australia facing off for the final Pool C clash. Both teams already through to the Cup quarterfinals. So this game to determine who comes out on top in Pool C. That is the position as it stands at the moment. Fiji out there on top on points difference. And it's the first in Pool C will play the runners-up in Pool B, and Australia at the moment they would play the top team in Pool B. So interesting how this one's going to pan out. And Fiji, well, Ben Ryan again puts on his reserve players, Pio Tuai, Leonai Kasau and Musri Buleboro and Donasio Ratumbuli. They started the first match, so obviously Ben Ryan is keeping his players fresh for tomorrow, and Colin Isao, the captain, even is benched for this one. But Mike O'Connor, on the other hand, puts out his first 7 as they look to finish day one here, top of the pool. So leading Fiji in the absence of Asia Kolinisau is Musi Mulevoro. Ed Jenkins wearing 9 for Australia leads the Aussies. And I'm joined by Ben Gollings for this one. Ben, how do you see this one going?
It's going to be a close encounter. I think both teams have had a very solid start to the day with 2 good wins. Ultimately, probably not either of them being tested that much. So this is really their first genuine test of the day. And you want to come away with a win because you take that confidence into tomorrow in the quarterfinals.
Ben Krauser takes charge of this one from South Africa.
Australia. Fiji.
Fiji against Australia then, to determine who comes out on top in the pool. Fiji kick off through Vatimo Ravuvu. There he is, wearing 12. That's Viliame Mata, the captain for this match, Muleboro. These two teams met in Glasgow last weekend in the plate semi-final, where Australia lost by 22-12.
I think one of the keys to this game, especially for Australia, the defence has been brilliant all day, but it's about making those one-on-one tackles and trying to stop the offload game that the Fijians implement so well.
So here come Fiji then through Donasio Ratumbuli, the offload to Musi Mulevoro. That's the opening score. Good interplay there, bringing the first try, and a 22nd for Mulevoro.
Yeah, you just see the strength of the Fijians here, holding men up. And the key is he's tackled, but as we're saying, you've got to try and get on the ball because they're lethal with the offload, and it's such a lethal thing to happen in a game because you can't stop it. It's the easiest way to get through a defence.
Mulevoro from the 22. Not quite. Fiji have the all-important opening score. Try from Musi Mulevoro has given the fans something to cheer. Loyal and faithful fans wherever Fiji travel on the HSBC 7's World Series. Mulevoro, excellent work by the captain. So quick.
Fiji often gain a lot of momentum off their kickoffs. If their kickoffs go well, Fiji is genuinely on fire, and you can see them flooding through any ball on the floor. They're first to it, and just unfortunately couldn't pick it off his bootlaces on this occasion.
Make sure your laces are tied tight, and hang on to your seats, everybody, because Fiji are looking good. They threaten every time they have the ball in hand.
Fine. Set. second on me.
Tarahi to Ed Jenkins. Sam Myers got a hat-trick earlier on today against Spain. Australia 10 tries in 2 games. Fiji, on the other hand, have 13 against their name. Lovely skill. Got a big hit coming in from Tarahi. There he is, number 2. The Fijian is still down, but there's a Fijian looking for a second try here, and that's Donasio Ratambuli. Strides away. That's an excellent score for the Fiji number 8. Donasio. Call him what he will.
Fiji showing a bit of class skill here. We see the try with the getaway, just strength through the tackle, but Australia, going back a few phases, need to keep ball in hand. You don't want to give Fiji the chance of open play, which we've seen here. Chip and chase, that they can convert anything, and that led to the try. Australia, keep ball in hand, keep playing.
Supporters absolutely delighted with that score, and Molivoro's added the conversion, making it 12-0. Wonderful scenes here at Twickenham. And pleased to say that Vatimo Ravuvu, who took that big hit, is back on his feet. A little shaken perhaps, but not stirred. Australia chasing the game. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Tarahi. Australia looking for the break out here through Captain Ed Jenkins. Giving support is Cam Clark up to the Fiji 22. But Fiji are there in numbers, and they've won the turnover through Ravuvu, the diminutive Vatimo Ravuvu.
Yeah, I'll give you
a lovely slip pass then from Pio Tuai.
Say earlier on, Ed Jenkins had the opportunity to give the ball rather than get isolated, play, and then he could have been the guy winning the ball back for Australia. And now the Fijians got another chance before the half.
Fiji spread out wide across the field. Ratambuli, this time to Ravuvu. A neat little kick and the chase. Will the bounce be kind? No. Good effort though from the youngster.
Fiji certainly looking very confident here with ball in attack.
Fiji champions in Dubai when they defeated South Africa, and in Tokyo again when they got the better of South Africa. Third in the table, 129 points, 11 ahead of England. It's a bit scrappy. Tarahi, he's got support out wide. Ravuvu is the sweeper back for Fiji on his own 10-metre line. This looks promising. Tom Lucas. Support. Now there's the final pass coming from Tom Lucas. Yeah, inside, then out. That's a good score for Australia, and a vital score to bring them back into this match with a minute remaining of the first half.
Yeah, Australia giving Fiji a bit of a taste of their own medicine there. Real quality play. The interchange between the Australians exceptional, and the movement, keeping the Fijians moving in defence, and you know, quality try, that hopefully give them a bit of a confidence boost now.
10 seconds.
Cam Clark, good kick. What a fantastic kick that was from the youngster. He certainly created an impression this season. Michael Connor, this will be his last tournament in charge of the Aussie 7's. He's unearthed some diamonds over the last few seasons. Still speculation as to who will take over from Michael Connor. They're kicking long. Clock ticks down. Time for one more score perhaps. Good pressure being applied by Australia here. Lost forward though. And that'll be the last play of the first half.
Yeah, we gotta go for the scrum, please.
Well, still time perhaps. for the scrum.
Fine. Set.
Bullet snapped up there by Australia. So can they get back on terms here? Still time. One more pass possibly. Ed Jenkins again take the ball into contact. Pakalani. Oh, it's a dangerous pass.
Offside.
Oh, Australia got out of jail there. They'll have to come all the way back. That's Bulaboro. He hasn't heard the whistle. Not a popular decision.
It's a big call, but big chance now for Australia just to steady themselves. Bit of set piece with the penalty and try and come away with a try.
So Fiji looked to be well in control at one stage in this opening 7-minute period. 12-0, suddenly became 12-7, and here's a chance for Australia before referee Krauser brings the first half to a close. Con Foley has a quick look around him. Lucas to Cam Clark. Lucas again to Ed Jenkins. Uses strength and power to get to the try line. Can he get it down? I don't think he can. Held up over the line, and that's half-time. So Australia still trail Fiji at the break by 12-7.
Possession. If we have to make an exit play, let's hit it up first and get the front foot ball. But preferably, we don't. Okay, we hold on to the ball. Just execution, boys. These guys, I'm telling you, they're gone. All right, so if we score,
and we got to make sure that we get ahead of this lot, because we want to win, don't we? Yeah. So can we cut out the silly errors? Can we tell the Noah around the ball? And there's occasionally. They're looking so tired, just one more length. Just get them back, but we need to run our short lines as well as our deep. Set? Are you ready to go again? Because we should have plenty of energy.
The talks in the handles there. Really great, I think. It gives tremendous insight into the thinking of the coaches. And sometimes it's very much a mental battle, I think, for Ben Ryan and his boys.
Yeah, certainly Mick was quite detailed content, very particular about what he wanted his boys. He mentioned what we spoke about earlier about hold on to the ball, don't give it away to the Fijians, and be clinical. Ben was really just saying the Fijian boys have been a bit lackadaisical at the moment. Pick it up, stop making silly errors, and stop playing them back into the game.
Fiji ready? Australia.
With 7 minutes to go, Fiji still top Pool C. Australia have had their chances to get back on terms here. Michael Connor at half-time saying hang on to the ball, boys, possession is key in 7's. Ben Ryan is saying, oh, the Australians look a bit tired, and that was a bit of kidology on Ben Ryan's part. Do you want to win, boys? That was his message and question. Looked into the eyes of one or two of the Fijian players there.
Well, they've been down at the zoo this week, so I think what he's trying to say to them is they haven't been expending too much energy, so he wants to see it out here on the field now.
Yeah, Ben Ryan mixing and matching his starting lineup. That's stolen by Parahi. Fiji look to hold him up. Australia desperate to get their man to the ground. Jenkins isolated back into towards strength.
Yeah, unfortunate decision there. The Australian player going completely the wrong way. He went to Jenkins, who was on his own. If he'd have looked up left, he had 3-man overlap.
Pakalani Southern Districts. You have to stay on your feet. Tarahi has a quick look. So strong, taking on the Fijian defence there.
Tackle number 1.
Yeah, great execution of skill there in contact, Rari. Just managing to twist out, spin, just making the contact point a lot more difficult for the Fijian to get a hit, and he then gets his team on the front foot.
Tarahi limping a little, and that's what happens when you twist and turn.
1 sub.
16th tournament for young Cam Clark. 347 points. That's very impressive.
2 goals.
So Australia looking to get their line out going here. Some 10 metres out from the Fijian try line. Tarahi being substituted here, that's no great surprise.
No, he's looking a bit tired. Mick O'Connor looking to fresh legs. In fact, he's pulled Cam Clark into the forwards. And
Lucas quickly into midfield. That's the replacement, Paul Asquith. This is Pakalani. Still going. It's a bit of rough and tumble. Good hits coming in. Oh, a chance here. It's got to come surely for Cam Clark. And that's the try that brings Australia back on terms.
it's a great patience from Australia, and that's what they've showed all day today. And, you know, not trying to push it, they did the right thing there and just kept hold of the ball, wear down the Fijians, and the Fijians are looking a bit tired. You know, it's tough to defend in this game for long periods, and the Australians keep the ball, and find the overlaps, find the mismatches.
So this for the lead, and Cam Clark drifts wide of the far upright, so it's tied up at 12 all with 4 minutes still to play in this final Pool C match.
Am I good to go?
Here we are, Cam Clark, third on the all-time Australian points list, headed by Peter Miller. Stannard, who's in the squad, is up there in second place. Well-placed kick from Cam Clark, and Fijians are usually so adept at the restart. Australia trying to keep the ball away from Pio Tuai, the giant forward in this Fijian lineup.
The Australians done very well to keep the pressure back on by winning the kick-off, and they're bringing some really good quality ruck ball at the moment and not allowing the Fijians to get their hands on it.
For Jenkins, again asking questions of the Fijian defence, slips, but the ball is available. It's there for Lucas, steps off his left foot. Australia moving forward. That's the try line in the background, looking for the lead here then. It's all Australia in this second half. They've had the lion's share of possession. That's Myers to Peter Schuster, and that's the try that gives Australia the lead. Just as Michael Corner said at half-time, yeah, don't kick the ball away, retain possession, and the tries have come in this second period for Australia.
Australia playing with confidence and really taking the game to the Fijians and making them work, and a bit of a misplacement there, the Fijian defence right at the end now. I think they probably didn't realise where he was, but he's backing off inside his own 22. You can't afford to do that because you're going to make a tackle over the line, as we're seeing here right on the screen.
Good effort from Cam Clark, but it's still a tight call with just under 2 minutes remaining. And if Australia can win the restart, Ben Ryan.
It's been all Australia's way this half. This has been 6 minutes worth, 5 minutes worth of the Australians having possession.
So Stannard directs the kick over to the far side, and again Australia are there and they've won the restart. It's all Australia. Fiji have not had their hands on the ball in this second period. Tremendous play by Australia, and they come again through Sam Myers. Will show on the goal, can he get there? Myers for the corner, Well, that may well have clinched top berth in Pool C for the Aussies.
Again, the skill out there being shown by the Australians is brilliant. Early on in the day, they were choking sometimes with the ball in hand and not moving it. Right now, they're doing exactly what's needed. They're just moving the ball, not getting stuck into contact, and just picking off the Fijians and creating these overlaps. And that's a great finish there by Sam.
The momentum carrying Sam Myers over in the corner, and he scored in each and every match on the opening day here. A hat-trick against Spain, second time out. The conversion is good, and that takes Australia to 22 points and a 10-point advantage with less than a half a minute remaining.
It just shows that you can control possession in this game, how important it is, you know. And Australia didn't have it in the first half. It's been all their way the second half.
Here comes another bomb, but this time Fiji have it covered. But it's too little too late, I'm afraid, as referee Kreiser spots the knock-on.
Surprising as well, because Kiotai for Fiji is usually one of the stalwarts in the air. And not many people usually beat him, but he's been beaten in this game.
Crouch. Fine.
So this will be the final play. Stannard just secures possession, and surely Australia will just kick this one out. Yeah, that's enough, says Captain Ed Jenkins. Let's keep our powder dry. That was a brilliant second half performance from Australia. They trailed by 12 to 7 at the break. They missed an opportunity to score a try right at the end of the first half, but they came out, they listened to Mike O'Connor in the second period, and they showed what they can do. They were winners here in 2010. I wonder whether Mike O'Connor can wrap it up with another victory here in London. So here is Pool C. Australia, courtesy of that defeat of Fiji by 24 to 12, top Pool C.
Now we move on to a very strong lineup indeed. The man who's been in real form for them is Ben Lamb. 5 tries already in the tournament, and of course the sizzling pace of Norton and Watson for England. Can that be utilised in this critical Pool A game? DJ Forbes leads out the HSBC 7's World Series champions for a 12th time. They'll be looking to win a 5th tournament in the season. They'll want to cap off 13-14 in style, as will England. There's nothing better than winning in your hometown. And the referee for this one is Rhys Thomas, his 77th match in the World 7 Series, and it's going to be England to kick off.
Captain.
And it's Tom Mitchell, who's on the 4-man shortlist for IRB 7's World Player of the Year. So Mitchell, can he get the right distance on this? And competing well as Powell at the kick-off. Lamb in there trying to hold him up, but the penalty for not releasing Tom Powell. So England starting with a penalty to them.
Yeah, fantastic restart. You saw the call going for Mitchell. They went to Powell, who's been awesome at kick-off time all day today. Interestingly, he's getting the nod over Rodwell, who's the normal go-to man at the kick-off. And England now first opportunity to strike.
Here is Mitchell, Cracknell, big man. Mitchell goes in again. Here is Bibby. And Watson gets his hands on the ball for the first time, and it's Powell once more. Powell, the power man, trying to drive through that New Zealand defence. England have an advantage here.
Entry, not the
And they're off quickly through Dan Bibby, Tom Mitchell, Cracknell, using that weight and muscularity. So it's New Zealand in the first minute, very much on the back foot here. Powell once more to Watson. Dan Norton's on the outside, but the fumble It's a greasy ball now. A heavy shower has just passed over the Twickenham Stadium.
Yeah, greasy ball, and I think he's just got DJ Forbes in the corner of his eye, leering. First mistake there, big mistake. England need a perfect attacking game to contend and stop New Zealand getting possession of the ball. That's the key. Play to the wide open spaces to allow their fast men to have a go at them and avoid the close contact. And the New Zealanders, who are excellent in their defensive policies of when to compete and when not to in the contact area.
New Zealand and England met in 2 cup finals in London in 2004 and 2009. England won both. They came back from 19-0 down in 2009, winning with the golden point. Here's the man in real form, Ben Lamb. Such confidence he's playing with now in that New Zealand shirt. Tim Mickelson, former World Player of the Year, another man on that short list. Here is Heem. Rice, Heem and his Gillies Kaka in support. Tackle made by Dan Norton. Ball set for Scott Curry. DJ Forbes. In the team of the tournament in Glasgow was DJ. This is Gillies Kaka. Good press defence by England. And at the moment, New Zealand just can't quite find a way through it. But they'll play with patience. Here is Heem. Takes on Norton. Sherwin Stowers to Curry. DJ Forbes. Now it's Tim Mickelson, this remarkable 7's player. Tim Mickelson, where's the support for him? In goes Forbes to clear out. Here is Sherwin Stowers. Gillies Kaka outside. Sherwin Stowers pops it to Kaka. And what a well-worked try. And there's the New Zealand patience.
Clinical. You've just seen them control the ball. They moved and manipulated the England defence with the use of breakdowns. They pushed and tallied in the middle with DJ Forbes. They went to the outside with Bryce Heem. Every time it's 1 or 2 people to bring them down. Sooner or later, England were going to run out defenders. Stowers picks a man off, draws, puts Kaka away for an opening score. Great attacking play by the New Zealanders.
New Zealand have a Commonwealth Games title to defend at the Ibrox Stadium, the home of Rangers Football Club. At the end of July, they've won all 4 Commonwealth Games titles so far with rugby like this. Triangle the pass, sublime from Stowers. And plenty of Kiwi fans in this well-stocked Twickenham Stadium. Deep restart to Mitchell. Here's Bibby. Watson tries to step away, gets inside Ben Lamb first of all, and cuts the ball off to Bibby. That's Dan Norton. Cracknell to Mitchell. This is Powell. Seen a fair bit of the ball in this first half. Cracknell. Mitchell once more. Here's Bibby. Dan Norton just coming in off the wing there. And here is Marcus Watson. Nice line. Good defence though. Ben Lamb can not only attack, he can defend too. And Dan Norton, a little kick pass has worked well to Powell. Forbes and Curry make the double hit, and Mickelson can pick up here. And England were caught just for a second there. You don't want to lose your concentration against New Zealand, but they've been penalised at the breakdown for not releasing. England get relief through the penalty.
Yeah, you just saw a couple of examples there of the New Zealand policies, decision-making, and just the sheer dogged determination of DJ Forbes of when to compete. Look at him, he's just making a mess, making a nuisance. Mickelson the first to react. Bang, they've got possession. But then you see England, you see Bibby, strong in the tackle, over the ball, quickly on it, and that's definitely a penalty, England. Great technique by Bibby, in over the ball quickly, holding on, England penalty.
He is such a nuisance at the breakdown, is DJ Forbes. He's like the Richie McCaw of 7's. He's up to all sorts.
He is up to all sorts. Sometimes legal, sometimes right on the edge, I think is probably the right thing to say.
Tom Mitchell. Good line out taken by Powell. Here's Bibby again. Difficult ball to deal with there, but he dealt with it incredibly well. Here's Norton. Can he get in on the outside? Takes on Lamb. Stowers with a tackle. Penalty coming. Burgess, tight little channel for Burgess. Was he tackled after the ball departed? In goes Watson, trying to get himself over the ball. Another penalty to England. Dan Bivy wrestling for it. And here is Dan Norton. And Norton fires the pass out to Cracknell. And outside here is Powell. And Powell is going to score for England. And listen to the cheers round Twickenham.
Good intelligent attacking play by England. Again, the key thing, getting the ball wide early to Norton, let him take his man on. They win a gain line breakdown. Then they can bring the ball back. Suddenly DJ Forbes is in a lot of space. Burgess went down the outside, got the clever little kick. Look at this, Watson waits. Then he's up, down he goes, back to his feet. Penalty. All of a sudden they get the opportunity to get the ball the other side of the pitch. DJ in the wide open spaces. He likes to be in the claustrophobic contact area. That's what they've got to try and think about doing, England.
Well, despite the try, they still trail though, because it's an unconverted try from Tom Powell in his 40th event on the 7's series. And the half-time score, New Zealand, the HSBC 7's World Series champions again. They did England by 7 points to 5.
Great patience, eh? Great patience, just getting there in numbers, just took our time, that's what we need to do. Just probably a half a metre off Timmy, that's all over here. Whether that was swim to it. On the slope, yeah. When you got it up, just don't show Watson any space there. I think there's also a good opportunity now to front.
Fighting our feet, Powley, great catch. Yeah. What they'll do now in those mauls, if we call it, they'll release you and they'll get on the ball. So blast, stay off from the support, blast and stay there. Defensively, I need 40 tackles, which means I need 25 more from you this half. Keep working, staying connected, keep fighting hard for each other, keep that communication. And when we go, we all go together as a group. Yep. Final thing. No backward step, boys. Yep. No backward step. Nobody intimidates this team here at Twickenham, fellas. Big step for us. Yep. Come on, boys.
A real rallying cry from Simon Amor.
I think the crucial point in that, Robbo, is again, he talked about 25 more tackles. They've got to go with line speed, and then they've got to execute and put these New Zealanders under pressure with ball in hand. They can't afford to hold off them. They've got to take some chances, stay connected, as Simon says, and move forward collectively and be aggressive with those tackles to try and affect turnovers.
New Zealand, 4 wins in London, 2001, 2002, 2007, and last year when they whipped Australia in the final. So away we go. Tom Mitchell receives. Takes on Mickelson on the outside. Again, electrifying pace from Mitchell. There is support there from Burgess. And Mickelson just throws his body in the way.
I think he was on the floor, so he's out the game, and it's cynical. It has to be a yellow. Professional foul, knew exactly what he was doing, I would say.
2.
And he just flopped. He just flopped to the floor.
You're on the floor, you're
Well,
out the game.
he already made a tackle. He hadn't got back to his feet, so he's out of the game. He's got to get back to his feet before he can make another tackle. Mickelson, clever player, knew exactly what he was doing. Tried to buy himself and his team an opportunity to stop a try.
New Zealand, they always know what they're doing. Yeah, he was on the ground and he took Burgess out. Look at that. Cynical, very cynical, because there were support runners. There was an arrowhead around Burgess there.
Yeah, quality support play on Mitchell, wasn't there, by Burgess on the inside channel. Mickelson did what he needed to do.
And they take advantage of the 7 against 6. Mitchell decides to kick, needs this bounce here, and Mitchell flies in and scores for England. Well, what a choice of option from Mitchell there, and it's paid off.
Yeah, leading from the front, isn't he? Sometimes the best space is the space over the back, especially when you're down to 6. There's no sweeper, and they're in their 22, but he's still got to execute the kick. He knows exactly what he's trying to do here. The way he puts ball to foot is all about the way the ball bounces for him.
Great weight on the kick there from Tom Mitchell, who adds the extra 2, and suddenly England are in the lead. Trying to set up a cup quarter-final against France and avoiding the might of South Africa in the knockout stages tomorrow. 1 minute left in the sin bin. So it's what England required during that 2-minute period, is to get points on the board. One try already secured. Scott Curry, Gillies Kaka, DJ Forbes on his outside. Forbes now. Tackle from Norton. Back to Sherwin Stowers, and a penalty against England. Off goes Kaka. Gillies Kaka, look at the pace, and the pace of Norton catches him, forcing the knock on, advantage to England. Mitchell again decides to kick. He sized that up. He sensed that there was space in there. Bryce Heem comes across and covers. Can he get away from Mitchell? Beautiful double hitch kick from Bryce Heem. And his turn to kick ahead. Has he got the weight right this time? It looks like he... Oh, has he? Has he? Did he manage to get his hand on the ball there, Bryce Heem? The try has been awarded. Wonderful skill.
Absolutely fantastic. First of all, Norton, he knew he wasn't 10, he made the tap-back tackle on Kaka. Tom Mitchell saw the space, he put it down the pitch. Right, see, look at this work ethic here. Snot, go, bang. Back up the short side. He now knows he's against Cracknell. He's seen that. He fancies the foot race. Perfect weight. Look at this. How cool is this in terms of backing yourself to put the pill down? That is quality.
How tight was that? He's Kaka with a conversion attempt. We're tied up here at 12 points apiece. Did he get his hand on the ball? Let's see where his feet are here. Bryce Heem gets his hand on the ball. There. Oh, he just in play, is he?
Yeah, definitely just in place. That is a quality finish. Quality finish by Bryce Heem. Quality skills.
6 inches away from the whitewash, Bryce Heem. And a great call by the officials. Fair play to them. Here's Bibby. Mitchell Rodwell is on now, adding his ginger menace. Oh, penalty to New Zealand. Bryce Heem, Gillies Kaka, Ben Lamb, Sherwin Stowers kicks but can't kick away from Norton. That's a difficult thing to do. Oh, and Bryce Heem has made the mistake. The rain coming down again here at Twickenham, and off goes Bibby. And Bibby, Scott Curry comes across. There are 3 defenders around him. DJ Forbes gets back. The arm out on England's side. Penalty, off goes Rodwell. Rodwell loses the ball in possession. Gillies Kaka picks it up. New Zealand playing the advantage. Here's Mickelson, having served his time in the bin.
Just seen some real clever play there at the breakdown. You saw DJ Forbes hunting Bibby down. He made the tackle, then you saw him stay the other side of the tackle. And that was the interesting point. At that point, he was deemed to be causing obstruction. You see Bibby go here. You see him chase across. Now watch DJ Forbes get angry. He gets hungry. He makes the tackle, then watch him stay that side like he's legally bound to. But look, he's not trying to play the ball, therefore he's now obstructing. That's penalty England. They didn't take full advantage of it.
Swing low, sweet chariot. Can England climb on board in this final 2.5 minutes? New Zealand well ahead of England on points aggregate, points difference, having scored 89 points in their first 2 matches, New Zealand.
Keep it steady and square.
And of course all square here now in this Toulay face-off to decide first and second spot.
I'd like a long bind that's not on the shoulder. On the back, please.
A few shenanigans going on in there, Robbo. No idea.
Long bind. Crouch. Bind.
Last met in the Hong Kong final, which New Zealand won, and Tomasi Thama is on. Here is Mickelson. Tim Mickelson, a good work by Mickelson, getting away from the tackler, and very often missing one tackle against New Zealand is fatal. And England recover. New Zealand still, of course, attacking from very deep. That's their 22, Scott Curry. In comes Rodwell with a tackle. Ben Lam. Tomasi Thama. Wonderful 7's pass as this man, DJ Forbes, and off goes the long striding Tim Mickelson, but they're going to have to come back. The whistle has gone. The whistle has gone.
Well, that's a big mistake if they have, because they had that. That's interesting. It'd be interesting to have a look at that, because they were away there. If it is, it's a big mistake by New Zealand, or it's a big call by the referee. Great work by Lamb here. Moves it. That one's fine. That one's fine. I'm not sure what the referee's seen there.
Well, that looks like a very bizarre call by the official.
Wow. Let's have a little look at this one here. Lamb, definitely. He's good to Thama. He's good to DJ. Oh, my Lord. That's gone back a long, long way.
Well, in the current climate, when forward passes that are forward seem to be allowed to go in the game, that is one of the most weird decisions I've seen.
Nonetheless, it's done. England live to fight another day. DJ, no doubt, will be having a quiet word.
Quiet word. Might be via megaphone. Gives England the opportunity to win this game and top the pool. Mitchell to Bibby. 30 seconds to go. Watson, real finisher, as is Mitchell. Cross comes Dixon, and here's Rodwell. Tumbling his way into the New Zealand 22. Mitchell again. Bibby to Burgess. Tackled by Mickelson and Forbes. 10 seconds to go. Penalty to England. This is it. Do you take the kick?
Surely you take the three. Cool heads at cool times.
Well, you've coached England, you've coached Kenya, Mike Friday. That would be your call, I presume.
Absolutely. Makes that call on the forward pass all the more bigger.
Deep breath from Mitchell. Is this the winner? Oh, the roar around Twickenham gives you that answer. Look at the smile on Simon Amore's face.
Oh, that's early scout, that's early bragging rights. You don't win anything on day one, but mentally it does set you up nicely for day two.
New Zealand 12, England 15. Controversy over the so-called forward pass. DJ is unhappy. England triumphant, and well may they celebrate. Well, that forward pass was a very strange call indeed. He's not too fussed though. Victory was what he wanted, and the victory was what Simon Amore got. So England top Pool A with 3 wins out of 3. They've beaten the champions New Zealand, who finish in second place on 7 points. Argentina third, and Wales propping up Pool A in 4th place. Now let's go down and hear from the England captain, Tom Mitchell. He's with Seb Lozier.
Well, Tom, what drama. Talk me through the kick and holding your nerve.
It should be the bread and butter in front of the post. Not easy in front of a big crowd, but that's why I'm in the team, I guess, to do those sorts of things.
You believe now that you can win this at home?
I think we always did. I mean, you know, we've struggled against some of the top sides at points this season. We've also shown that we can mix it with the best, and massively pleased with the effort from the boys today, because we had a poor first game, turned it around, played well last game,
there was a lot of heart in that, and that's shown how far we've come this season. Really proud of the boys.
Official crowd, 74,969 today. Must have felt like you had a 13th man out there, even more.
Yeah, really appreciative of all our fans. I mean, it's amazing when everyone's cheering for us, and we really, really appreciate the support. When everyone gets behind us, it is amazing, amazing feeling for us.
France tomorrow now.
Yeah, looking forward to that. We'll go home, back to the hotel, switch off now, do the right things, and sort of calm down, because it's been an exciting day for everybody.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks very much.
A euphoric Tom Mitchell, plenty of adrenaline coursing through those veins of his, and how they come down from that, well, I'm sure they know how to do it. They're all professionals. But England topping the pool. Great performance against New Zealand, always a tough side to crack. So the rain heaving across the old cabbage patch as we run you through the pools. England topping Pool A. In second place, New Zealand, Argentina third, and Wales in fourth spot. In Pool B, good day for Samoa. They were pretty abject in Glasgow last week, but this time around, well, 3 successive wins for them. Kenya in second place in Pool B. In Pool C, Australia, very good win for them against Fiji in that final game by 24 points to 12. So they're finished ahead there of the former HSBC 7's World Series champions. Spain third, Japan fourth. And then in Pool D, South Africa in second place in the 7 Series, 3 wins out of 3. France, they played well today, squeezing into second place in Pool D thanks to that victory against Scotland. So day 2 is of course knockout day, the bowl quarterfinals in the morning. Argentina against Portugal, Spain against the United States, and a home nations derby, Scotland against Wales, and then Canada against Japan. And the Cup quarterfinals, what a drop goal that was from Tom Mitchell, because it sets up potentially the easier of the quarterfinals against France. Otherwise it would have been South Africa. Then it's Australia against Kenya. And what about this one? The third Cup quarterfinal, South Africa against New Zealand. And finally a South Sea Islands special, Samoa against Fiji. Well, you could say the weather has been changeable today, but it finishes in some style. It's been a very colourful morning and afternoon here at Twickenham, and it's a rainbow that tops it all off. Some fabulous 7's rugby. Join us in day 2 for the knockout here at the HSBC 7's World Series finale at Twickenham. Goodbye.